Let's talk a little bit about the box office and James Gunn's plans for Supergirl, which I am not a fan of. He's out there talking about the next movie now, which is Woman of Tomorrow. I believe that's what they're calling it, and it's based on a comic run I'm not a fan of. I don't like that comic run. That's a Tom King book, and it really bothers me that James Gunn thinks that Tom King is this amazing guy. All of his comic book runs, at least to me, the ones I've read, especially the second half of his Batman book, all trash. I'm not a fan. Maybe you're a fan of that stuff, and that's fine. We don't have to agree, but I personally did not care for any of that guy's runs. Mr. Miracle is another one. I hated that one. There's apparently an animated series coming out based on Tom King's work with that guy. So, in my opinion, if we're leaning into Tom King territory on a lot of stuff, I don't know how much further this DC universe goes. Now, the box office for Superman, domestically, okay. Internationally, not so good. In fact, they should have just, in my opinion, embraced truth, justice, in the American way, because dropping that for international markets does not seem to have paid off. And I think if they had just kept that, embraced that, because, I mean, Superman is Americana. And dropping that was stupid. And to be fair, Man of Steel didn't use it either. But I think dropping it for international audiences was a mistake. I think it would have done better in America had they leaned into it. Because you can look at movies like Top Gun Maverick to show that people do want some patriotism. But what's done is done. But in my opinion, it didn't pay off. Superman powers to 217 million global opening. Made like 95 million internationally. Jurassic World Rebirth roars past 500 million. That's insane. This movie might leg out to $1 billion. And everything I've heard about Jurassic World makes me think it's trash. I was going to go see it until I saw all the reviews for it. Like, I just wait till this one hits streaming. I'll just go ahead and wait. I don't want to go to the theaters with it. But you know what? I know it doesn't seem to matter. People love their dinosaurs, so they're showing up for it. So, Superman, the real question here is, will it leg out? So, Superman, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, could leg out into profitability. And I don't even know what this movie's budget is. Everyone's kicking numbers around. Midnight's Edge did a pretty good report on Superman. They've talked about Superman pretty good. And the rumor is this movie costs $100 million less than Man of Steel. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think merchandise will play a key factor in this movie's takes. We'll see how well that crypto gamble paid off. Do those plushies and toys of crypto take off? Will he have a Baby Yoda effect? I think that's what's really going to make the difference on this movie. But yeah, the global box office, not good. Not good. Should have just leaned into the American way. You should have done that. I think that would have worked. But, it is what it is. You decided not to, and you didn't pay off with those international box office numbers. And I guess, you would probably turn off a lot of people that are pretty hardcore left. Is if you look at some of the there's been some interesting polls out there. A lot of people on the left hate America. So, who knows if they would have showed up. It's tough to say, but movies like Top Gun Maverick did do well, so I'm kind of on the side that keeping it would have helped more than it hurt. But anyway, what's done is done. In the high-stakes world of superhero cinema, global dominance often determines a franchise's fate. Superman has soared domestically but stumbled overseas. While the film's $122 million North American opening weekend marks a triumphant reboot for DC Studios, though still falling short of Man of Steel's $128.7 million, the international haul feels a little less heroic. Clocking in at just $95 million from 78 markets, this overseas performance falls short of pre-release projections and underscores a persistent Achilles heel for DC. It struggled to captivate audiences beyond U.S. borders. Now, there's a big comparison in this write-up. It did worse internationally than Black Adam, which is not good. That is not a good a good sign. It kind of lines up with Captain America Brave New World, as pointed out here. $95 million overseas bow dips below Shazam's $122 million international opening, a lighter, family-friendly DC entry that benefited from lower expectations and a $100 million budget. And it's also close to Brave New World, which made $92 million overseas earlier this year. So it's going to need to have a lot of legs over here. And what will really matter on that is how well Fantastic Four is received. I am not looking forward to that movie. I hate what they're doing with Silver Surfer. And I don't like Pedro Pascal. So I don't even know how I can like that movie. I'm so done with Pedro Pascal. So we'll see how well audiences react to that movie. If that movie is a dud, it will help Superman. If it's actually really good, that'll hurt Superman. So we'll see. But here's Supergirl. She's had a completely different background from Superman, a much more difficult background, which is true. Now, that's actually, so spoilers, if you care. She is in Superman 1. She's in that movie for a minute. She shows up drunk. I don't like this version of Supergirl at all because I don't like this book that it's based on. I hate this version of Supergirl, so I didn't like her in this movie. She's in it for like 2 seconds. She comes back to get crypto. It was actually leaked a while ago. In the comics, so there's a plot hole with Superman. She should remember the changes done to the Jor-El stuff because she actually grew up on Krypton. This is still a factor in this character for this version. Like Supergirl has memories of Krypton. She saw its downfall. But more importantly, she was raised in that society. Unlike Superman, who came here as a baby, she didn't get sent to Earth until she was a teenager. She's actually older than Kal-El. So in the comics, I believe she got raised, unless that was a retcon. I don't remember. I haven't read too much Supergirl, other than the couple of Superman books. She was in a lot of Superman books, but the couple of Superman books I read. In other versions, she does move in with the Kents and gets to experience kindness from humans because he wants her to see what he grew up with. So she is a hero, but in this version, she's like a drunk, broken loser. So they're going to go with a darker tone for her, and it's going to be based on that book. And I don't know how well that's going to play off with people. I don't know. It sounds like they might have her be treated like shit by the Kryptonians. And so he says she has a tragic upbringing. And it sounds like she's going to be mistreated by the people of Krypton. And I can't say that's going to happen for sure. But given the setup that he does in that movie, it's not like it's not a possibility. I wonder if they have Zod show up as some kind of Trump allegory. Oh man, maybe they'll turn her into a herald of Darkseid. That's been done before. He brainwashes her and stuff. That's actually a more recent change in canon. I think that was in the Batman Superman comics. Those earlier books were pretty good. That's an underrated run, actually. But we'll see. I think audience might reject this darker version of Supergirl. We'll see. International audiences sure do seem to reject his version of Superman, so time will tell. But I'm not a fan of this version of Supergirl at all, and I think this is going to be a shit show. Maybe you disagree. Did you read this run and enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on the box office of Superman? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you would, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, like, and share the video. Also, check out my comic book. We're 10 books away from 4,000. So we might be able to hit that today. That'd be pretty cool. We've got 4 covers. And keep in mind, this campaign ends on the 26th. So a lot of the stuff that's on this campaign, other than cover D, will be ending with the campaign. So don't wait too long. Like cover A, B, and C, these are campaign exclusives. But, you know, if you want to just check out the book, cover D, $17. Not trying to wallet bust anybody. I think that's a pretty good deal for a awesome 60-plus page square-bound comic. So check it out. Link in the description. And with that, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.